Rob, whose crazy idea was it to do a podcast in a gym with sweat, grimacing faces,
I think it was yours, to be fair.
grunts?
I think it was yours. I was happy with an office or a studio, but you're the one that said, hey, let's go and get in the gym. But hey, I like it.
We always see each other in the gym, don't we?
Yeah.
It's always on a
and
weekend.
to be fair, that's the time we always speak.
Yeah.
So we might as well film it.
We might as well.
So here we are. But hey, it's good to see you again.
Yeah, likewise. It's been a little while, hasn't it?
It's been a little while.
Yeah.
Yes, it has. But it's really good to connect again. And I think, what a great setting.
Yeah, it's a bit different, isn't it? I think we should give a little bit of context. Are you gonna hit those? Like, I've stuck them up for you.
Shall we?
He wanted the light ones, but I said no. Be fine.
We'll be all right. Am I doing my set, or are we just going to chat?
Well, we can chat. We'll chat in between. So we met. Oh, I see. Look at that. Bosh. Knocking him out the park. So we met, didn't we? Sort of, I mean, we're going back a little bit now. So sort of networking, business networking event. And this is, I'm trying to think how long we've known each other for.
Wow, that's a good question.
6, 7 years?
Must be.
Something like that.
Maybe more.
I think it's probably more, because I've not
more.
been a part of that
In
network
fact-
probably for about 7 years. So.
In fact, it's nearer 10.
Is it?
Yeah, because when I started that network, I was transitioning. I was still part-time in the business I'm in.
Okay.
And I've been part-time in that 10 years, so it must be 9 or so. So it's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
How long were you in the network for then? How long
I wasn't
did you
in
do all
it
the
too long. I
networking
think
for?
I was in there for only about under a year.
Yeah.
Under a year or so.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's where we met, and then we just stayed in touch.
Yeah, I know.
Couldn't get rid of you.
I know.
Yeah.
This is it. So how has like business been since then? Because obviously that was sort of a platform, wasn't it, to sort of transition from what you were doing before into now what you're doing full time. How has your business grown over that time?
Yeah, things have transitioned a little bit, but I mean, now I tend to, by accident, I started to work with a lot of sports people. Hey.
Yeah.
No surprise there. But initially, obviously, my main business is working with small businesses, small to medium-sized businesses, and it just transitioned. And now I work with sports people, as I say, individuals, and even couples, which came from nowhere. Essentially, because of what I do as a mindset consultant, I specialize in the brain, the human brain. I'm fascinated by our brains, why we do what we do, and the crazy things that we do to say we're quite intelligent humans, but we still do some crazy stuff that sabotages us. And my background, because for nearly 18 years, well, nearly 20 years, 2 decades.
I'll try a set whilst you talk.
You do a set while I'm talking. For nearly 2 decades, I sabotaged myself with a limiting belief that I had about myself, and it held me back for literally, like I say, 2 decades. So I'm on a mission now to help other people overcome their limiting beliefs that are holding them back. So that's.
What, are you able to share your limiting belief? Are you happy to share that?
Yeah, I can share mine, but let's do your set first. There we go.
How heavy is this? 20?
20 kg on either side, so it's 40 kg. It's there we go. Breathe.
It's not 40.
Breathe.
It's 20. Is my face bright red yet?
It's getting there, but we've got to work it. Got to work it.
How many reps are we doing?
Till failure. You're doing all right there. It's at 6.
Okay.
7. 8. 2 to go. Can you get it? Are they there?
2?
Are they there?
Maybe.
Go on, go for it. One more.
I thought it was arms on Friday.
Awesome. Well done. Like that.
Whew.
Like that.
Right, that's it. We're done now.
That's it for the whole thing. We're worn out.
So limiting beliefs.
Yeah, limiting beliefs. So, well, essentially, I grew up in a quite a tough estate with some ragtagged guys, and there's a lot more to the story, but I'm trying to keep it short. But essentially, when I left school after that, it was very tough, the area I grew in, and there was a lot of racism at that time and everything, and always fighting on the way to school and all that, and it was really, really tough. And then after that, I just wanted to make some money, so I didn't go to uni when was supposed to go to Sheffield Uni. I never went, and I went and got a job instead, and I did well and moved on from there. But in the back of my head, I was a very inquisitive child, and I used to always do my mum's head in about asking about things like, why is the sky blue? And she couldn't palm me off with, just because it is. I wanted the technical reason.
Yeah.
And that sort of followed me through school and out of school. And after growing up in this sort of tough area, I started boxing because I wanted to look after myself, and I did quite well. And I did fairly well, should we say, as an amateur. And then I started to get inquisitive about that and think, why is one boxer better than another? What separates these guys? And very quickly I realized it wasn't that a skill set, it was down to mindset. And I thought, what's this mindset thing now? Because I'm old, there was no internet and all the rest of it to look these things up. So my mum said, get the Encyclopedia Britannica and start looking at it. And I looked all these things up, and I came across psychology and then mindset and everything. I was fascinated by it, and I was like, wow, what is this? So I started to study it. But the gang of lads I was in, the crew of lads I was in, you couldn't say, hey, I'm not coming out tonight. I found this new psychological book I've found and I really want to read it. And they'd be like, get them out of here. What are you doing? So I did this for years, just studied this thing. And then after school, I carried on. And then I started to fall in love with it and in love with the brain and human behavior and why we do what we do. And that's how it started. And it just grew from there. I started to go on courses, and I just was like, anything I could get my hands on to learn more about human behavior, I did, and that was it. And then, but I always kept it to myself, because my limiting belief, getting it full circle, was that I'm just this kid from the estate with no degree. Who's going to listen to me? Who's going to pay me to talk about psychological things, and especially things about the brain and the mind? And I just believed that wouldn't happen. And then I went on into the world of work, and I actually did quite well in that, but ended up coaching lots and lots of people. I worked at Co-op Group. I had over 250 staff underneath me, but I still didn't believe I could coach, even though I was coaching every day.
Yeah.
So that's how the brain does work. It will, it's almost like a cognitive dissonance. It will play tricks with you. Yeah, you can do this because it's a job, but you can't do that because that's different. So that was something that held me back for nearly, like I said, 2 decades, 18 years, until I met my mentor who helped me get past it. And now I'm on a mission to help others get past theirs, because I believe everybody watching this has got at least one sentence, and some have multiples and tens of them, but everybody's got at least one that's holding them back in some way, shape or form. I'm not intelligent enough, I'm not bright enough, I'm not tall enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not experienced enough, or whatever. I'm just not enough. And so my mission is to help them overcome that, to be a better version of themselves, or if it's business, to help teams overcome those limiting beliefs. And one of the biggest things that I find in teams is that a lot of them think either it's always been done this way,
Yeah.
so we can't change, or that's not possible what the bosses want from us. So that holds them back. And if you can get the whole team even to improve just 5 or 10%, times 5, 10, 15, 20, 100 people, 200 people, then that will translate on the bottom line balance sheet at the end of the year.
So mindset, I think, plays massively. Well, I've noticed it recently, I would say in the last couple of years, particularly in here. And it's kind of, for me, it's worked both ways. It's sort of coming here in the gym to address my mindset, so state of mind, staying healthy, you know, all your mental health and that kind of thing. And actually, while you're in here, you also then need to put yourself into a training mindset. So, you know, particularly with like weight training, if you're working on, you know, obviously we're not gone super heavy today, but, you know, like progressive overload, where you're trying to, you know, push that training up to the next level, or, you know, you've got a goal, a fitness goal that you want to sort of achieve. It's then, bringing that mindset in about, okay, you've got to kind of get this extra power out of your session. So mindset kind of controls, well, it's everything really, isn't it?
Everything. You know, mindset is everything, and it's very cliched, that saying. A lot of people share it online, and mindset is everything, and a lot of people actually know what it means, but it actually is. So whatever people are trying to achieve, like you say, whether it's in the gym or whether it's in business or just in your life alone, being able to shift your mindset, shift your perspective, shift the way you think, the way you look at things is so underrated at the moment. It's getting there, and it's moved on a lot, especially in the last 10 years, but it is absolutely huge. It's huge in business and it's huge in personal life. I believe everybody should have a coach.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I've sort of, I guess, I don't know, I've had many coaches over the years, like all sorts of different coaches, and you know, you have different people that come into your life at different times for different reasons, and based on their experience as well, they'll offer different things. And I think, yeah, if you don't have a coach, you're not really growing, are you? That's
it. You need somebody who's going to look at something from a different perspective for you, and that's the thing, because we all tend to be blinkered in some way, shape or form.
Yeah.
And having a coach is someone who can help you shift that perspective a little and look at things from a different point of view, and then help you to grow, like you say, help you grow and step out that comfort zone and just stretch yourself a little bit, and then get you to that next level and make that become a comfort zone, and then step out of that one and make that become a comfort zone, and so on, just like training, you know. More chest.
That looks like is that heavy? It looks like you've got a bit of resistance going on there.
A little bit there, but we need a bit of resistance,
Yeah,
don't we?
we need a bit.
I would go heavier under normal circumstances, but if I did, I wouldn't be able to speak to you.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I'm probably not going to push my luck on 18 kg either side. We might have to drop down a little bit. So how long have you trained for? Because training has been quite a big part of your life, hasn't it? You've always been very active.
If we go right back to the very beginning, I used to do athletics at school. And so from, primary school, and it's never stopped. So all my life, literally. Are you okay there?
I don't know.
Just
It's fine, you're talking. I can do it. I can do it.
You've got this. You've got this. So essentially, I've been training all my life from primary school, and athletics. Ran for Leeds City for a little while, and then did a lot of cross country. And then I stopped for a little while, and focus was always boxing, and I boxed as an amateur. As I said before, for about 18 years, a long time on and off.
That is a long time.
Long time, loved it. I never wanted to go pro, but I just loved it, so I carried on boxing. And then after that, you okay there?
Yeah.
Well done, good set, good set.
I don't know how many I did. I'm trying to listen to you.
That's okay. So then I stopped and got really into the gym, into weights, and started to put on a lot of size, doing a lot of weights. And then on and off over the years, I sort of was in and out of doing weight training and running and things like that. And then with lockdown came, I started running again, just for basic fitness. And it just went from there. I stopped for a year after lockdown finished or so, and then I started to just do some jogging again because I really enjoyed it in lockdown. And then I joined the local park run, started doing that, and then built up, and now I lost a lot of the muscle size and went more into the running. So now I'm really focused on the running. I've got the Manchester Half Marathon coming up, and then the Leeds Abbey Dash 10K as well. So
nice.
I'm really more into the running than even the weights now.
Do you find that you can use your, because I think so much of running is mindset related as well.
Massively.
Because I mean, I'm not a natural runner, and to be fair, I don't get the buzz like I do in the gym with the weights. It's just not there.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, obviously, when you're trying to build fitness, in a lot of ways, it doesn't really matter what you do. You've got to just do something that you enjoy.
Yeah.
So you will continue doing it. And I think for me, running, it's getting through that mental block. Now, I've managed it here because, you know, you get to the point of failure, right? And you push through that and you get that burn and you want to stop and you keep going and you get that massive buzz after. You get that big kind of pump feeling.
Yeah.
It's just, I just feel like I've not managed to achieve that through running. And I don't know if it's just because it's a self-limiting belief, like I am not a runner mindset, or it's just the fact that naturally I don't really enjoy it that much, you know.
Yeah, and once
I don't know.
Hey, listen, and once you tell yourself you don't enjoy it that much, guess what? You're not
You
going to
don't.
enjoy it. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So I always say to people, as long as you're doing something that keeps you fit, that's cool.
Doesn't matter.
As long as you're enjoying it. So if you enjoy the weights, do the weights. Don't beat yourself up about not running. You know, do the weights. Some people love badminton. Do badminton.
Yeah.
Right? And it doesn't matter, but you've just got to love it. Like for years and years and years, for the last 20 years, I just pushed weights. I loved it. And that was my buzz I got out of it as well, and those endorphins and everything. However, now, that buzz, I just can't get that buzz. I get that buzz from running.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It doesn't give me the same buzz,
No.
like doing the weights
Because
and
you've
everything.
done it for so long.
I've done it for years, and
Yeah.
I've been there, and I still enjoy it, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I love doing it, and I still get a bit of a buzz, but nothing like if I hit a PB doing a 5K or something like that.
Yeah.
It's a new buzz, it's different, and it's taking your body to that place and that next level. You can do that in the gym as well, don't get me wrong, with weights, and think, right, I've lifted heavier than I've ever lifted before, or I've, you know, done a PB on my bench press, whatever. But running, there's always something to improve, and I love that. And I love that mindset of being able to say, can I be better than the version I was before, and just improve from there. So for me, that's it. But listen, this time next year, I might be saying it about weights again.
You might be a bodybuilder next year. Who knows?
Who knows?
do
There's
it.
always a chance.
Yeah.
I'll go in the Masters.
Yeah.
I'll be in the Masters now. I'm a bit old now, though, I think, for that. But, you know, for everybody, you know, people often say, oh, I hate training, I can't train, I can't run, or I can't go to the gym. I really want to, but I can't. All it is they're conditioning themselves through words, that's all. They're all capable of it. They just haven't had a strong enough why. You touched on that before, but it's like you've got to have a reason. You know, there's got to be something initially to get you going. And if you can find that reason, that's what gets you going. And then once you found the habit, habit just carries you on from there. And that's me now. Sometimes, you know, people who are right into it like myself, I don't wake up going, oh, I'm off to the gym, you know, every day.
No, it's just habit.
It's just habit.
Yeah.
Some days I get up and I can't be bothered, but I almost find myself, oh, I've packed my bag and I've got my gear on.
Yeah.
It's just what I do. It's just a habit. And that's where you have to get to. So if you do something enough, after a while you rewire your brain and then it becomes a habit, just like brushing your teeth and getting a shower and going to work. It's the same thing.
I think that's where I've managed to get to, I would say, over the last couple of years. Because I had my why moment, a big one, and it was a photograph. That, you know, I'm not like a vain person, but it was a photograph of we had a corporate golf day, and it was sort of me with the prize winners, and I just honestly looked at this photograph and I was like, enough. This stops.
Do you know what?
Now.
That resonates, right? And I had a
it's
client
that you're like,
absolutely, and I totally get it. I had a client who was the same, and she said that her moment was walking through the city centre, and you know when you're walking through town wherever you live, and there's loads of shops, and they've all got shop front windows, and you catch a glimpse of yourself. And she said, I was just walking through. Now, bearing in mind, this is somebody who probably sees themselves every day at home in mirrors and things, but she said, I just caught a glimpse of myself walking, and the perspective of it was like how other people would see me, not like a mirror at home, but more just because it was a shop window. She said, that's what I, in my head, told myself what other people saw, because I'm out in public. And she's walking along and she saw herself in the shop window, and she said, I was mortified. And that was it. And she's been on a a training regime ever since, and now has lost loads of weight and looks great. We all need that spark,
You do,
whatever
yeah.
it is, and then build the habit from there. And until you can get that, yeah, I get it. It's tough. It's tough to just wake up one day and go, hey, I'm going to go to the gym and start getting fit for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, no, you're right.
It's tough.
And it is the habit. I think I've got to a point now where I don't exercise choice. It's not like, oh, am I going to train today or not? It's like, oh, we're training legs today, or we're training back, or we're doing cardio. It's like, oh, it's Wednesday, so it's X day. And it's like the choice is being removed. You're just doing the thing.
It's just what you do.
And you have to just get on with it. But then it's like, that's the thing, isn't it? It's you get to that momentum, and then it's maintain the maintenance then of that. And it's the same with nutrition and your food and how you eat. Is then the hardest part is almost like, how do you then maintain that?
Yeah. And I always say you've got to reframe it and make it a way of life. So, for example, people talk about being on a diet. When I work with people, I always get them not to try and use that terminology, that language.
Yeah.
And
Because it feels short term. Is that why? Because it's like a short term fix.
not necessarily because it's short term, it's because if you say I'm on a diet,
Yeah.
then you can get off a diet.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're on something, you can get off it, right?
I see.
So
Rather
the
than
brain,
this is how I live.
That's
yeah.
it. So the brain doesn't differentiate. So if you then say this is a way of life, that's it. So if someone, I tell my clients, someone comes up to you and says, oh, you know, what you're doing now with this or that, don't say, oh, I'm on a diet, I'm really looking for, just say, this is how I eat. It's just what I do. You know, sometimes if I'm having something and someone says, oh, you're always eating apples or this or that or whatever, what sort of diet you want? I go, it's just how I live, I don't know. Just the same way, because everything is a diet, right? Because if someone has fish and chips and takeaways every night, they're still on a diet. That's their diet. That's the diet that they live on. It's a way of life.
It's the food that they're choosing,
It's the food they're choosing, right? It's just a way of life. So take that away, because if you stopped, I don't know, 100 people in the street and did word association with them and said diet, the word diet, they would come back with lots of negative words like, ooh, restrictive, hard, boring, bland food, whatever. They'd come up with all these words, right? So once you tell your brain, I'm on a diet, its job is to get you off that diet, because fundamentally,
Path of least
especially
resistance, right?
well, the part of your
You want
brain.
the pain point.
Well, the best way to look at it is this: from waking up in the morning to going to bed at night, your brain essentially is trying to help you avoid pain and discomfort and go towards pleasure.
Yeah.
Right? And pain and discomfort can be anything. Could be washing up, hoovering up, being on a diet, anything. Because diet conjures up negative things for you, the brain then goes, oh, and it starts talking to you, oh, you don't need that. You've got that cream bun in the cupboard. Go and get that, you know.
Yeah.
And that's why people struggle to stay on a diet, because it is very restrictive. It's they've built it up in their head that it's tough, it's hard, and it's negative in some way. Whereas if you just tell yourself, this is a way of life now. This is what I do. This is how I eat. I eat lean, clean, healthy foods.
Yeah.
Then, if on a Friday night you want a takeaway, then great, you have a takeaway. Your brain doesn't really fight it as much, because it goes, hey, tomorrow we're back to norm. This is how we live.
Yeah.
It's just how we live. Whereas if you're on a diet and you have the takeaway, your brain goes, oh, we messed up. Oh, God.
Yeah, you're
oh,
being
sod
bad.
it. I'm just going to go all in now. Rah, and you have,
Yes,
you eat loads.
It's interesting.
It's just having that shift. So it makes it easier for you to live with and just say, this is how I live, this is it. And the brain then accepts it and stops trying to fight you so much and get you off the diet.
See, what I find interesting about the self-limiting beliefs part, and what I've noticed, I'd say this last year, because one thing I've massively cut back on, not that I did loads of it anyway, but is drinking.
Right.
So I almost don't really drink now. Don't get me wrong, I'm not like entirely teetotal. If going out for a meal, I might have if I'm having a steak, I might have a nice glass of wine with it, because it's kind of accompanying food, and that's generally how I tend to drink now, rather than going out and getting plastered and kind of binge drinking, which, on and off, you'd do that, you'd have various do's and whatnot. And after a while, I kind of learned you could go to all these things, you know, been to weddings, I've been to raves, I've been to all sorts of things that normally I'd probably drink quite a lot, and realise actually I don't need to drink anything at all to enjoy it and have a good time. But it's when you sort of make changes, and you make changes like that, or make changes in your diet, I sometimes find that people, if they're not obviously in their own mindset following their own thing, they put their self-limiting beliefs onto you. So a good example was, I went to a party recently and people couldn't fathom, because like, oh, well, you can stay, so you don't need to drive. So you drink, you're going to drink now, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, actually probably not. Like if I'm driving or not, whatever. But I was like, no, probably, you know, I had a glass of Prosecco to toast party, you know, the person's party that it was, and then after that I was like, I don't, you know, I'm all in, I'm doing everything that everyone, probably turning up more so than the rest of the people at the party, and I was there on my own, but it's almost like people are uncomfortable that you're not doing
social expectation.
Yeah, all the other thing that they're doing. And it's interesting how I think some of that sometimes tries to kind of play off on, you know, your own choices.
Absolutely.
As well.
It's a tough one to break. It's almost a stigma of some kind. You know, people are, oh, you're not drinking, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, there's something, yeah, or you're not, you know, why aren't you having this or that or whatever it is, you know.
And again, I think it's just having that internal strength of just saying, because I don't want to, I'm fine, I don't need to explain, I just don't want to drink. It's okay. And then just crack on. You know, I think there is that social expectation in social situations that you should have a drink. And again, if you've got a strong why and you're focused on what you're trying to do, that helps you be strong in those situations and just say no. And then after a while it becomes really easy, because like you said before, it's just building a habit. That's all it is. And you just get to a point where you're like, just don't need it. I go out, I'll have a drink, you know, and that's it. That's fine. I'll have one or two and then I'm like, I'm done, I'm all right. It's easy. And there'll be other times I go, and I just don't want one at all. So it's, again, it's a way of life for me. It's not a diet or I'm counting how many drinks I've had a week or whatever. It's just a way of life. It's just how I am. I just, like you, I might have a glass of red and that's it. And I'm done. It's just a way of life. And I eat lean and I drink a lot of water and I try and get a lot of sleep, and that's it. And hopefully that's what's kept me in good shape all these years, you know. I'm not far off my 60th coming up out over that horizon, so it's scary, you know. But hopefully if I keep doing the right things, hopefully you get the right results, right?
Right. Arms. You've got good arms. Good definition.
Thank you.
Arms are hard, aren't they? Especially these ones.
Triceps. Well, you've got to do them, you know.
Do you do bench dips?
Not really anymore. I tend to just do the upright dips and more pull downs.
Pull downs are good.
Yeah.
I see Jamie, who runs the gym here, doing these ones. So I'll secretly watch him every now and again, because he's really, he's stacked. He's just won a bodybuilding competition.
Well, that's a good guy to learn from.
So I'll have a little look sometimes what he's going on. What triceps for you? Be right with that, yeah?
Don't be daft. Never move that.
Go on.
See,
I'll make it easy for you.
Yeah, that's where I need it. It's just all about hitting the tricep heads from different angles, that's all. Yeah. So that's why you have your standard pull downs and then
do you do that one as well?
Yeah.
Quite like that one with the bar.
Because that's your main one for the bulk. And then obviously
not all of us are going for bulk.
But we're not all going for that. But
you know, some of us are trying to refine.
No, but that's what you still need. No, but that's what you still need. This is that misconception that a lot of people have, that if I do this, I'm going to get big.
Girls especially are going to get big.
They're not going to. It's hard to get big.
You've got to eat a lot of protein.
You've got to do a lot to get big. So most women get that wrong. They think, oh, I don't want to get big. But to get big, you have to work really, really, really hard and eat a lot of protein and just eat a lot overall. You won't get big.
No.
You won't.
You've alluded to boxing. Boxing, I think, is a great sport because it's very you can get a lot out through boxing. You know, you can just punch a bag and it's all, you know, it's a good offload, I find.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, you've boxed for years, haven't you? But
Boxing's awesome for getting, and I think it's really grown a lot lately in terms of popularity.
yeah,
Because there are box size classes, etc., etc. So boxing is fantastic for just clearing your mind, building natural fitness as well, all-round fitness. It's absolutely a fantastic sport for people to do, even if you don't want to box and fight other people,
Yeah.
but just for the exercises.
Yeah.
I would recommend that to everybody. Go down, just do a bit of pad work, a bit of bag work. It's really good for muscle, for bone density, strength of your bones, and also for building muscles and tightening muscles up. And more importantly, fitness, aerobic fitness. It is insanely tough. Just doing a pad workout.
it's one of the hardest sports, isn't it,
Oh, it's
boxing? You
really,
get
really
so
tough.
gassed off it.
Yeah,
You really
really,
do.
really tough.
If you're hitting hard,
Yeah.
it's sort of, and you know, you've got fast combos going on.
And any of those kind of aerobic exercises are really good for your mindset as well, for
Yeah.
just relaxing and just getting all your stresses out and everything. And boxing's good because you can actually, you know.
I used to have a punch
that
bag in my
aggression
old
out.
office, you know.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Get your aggression out. Better than punching your staff, isn't it?
Yeah, you'd
Yeah.
have a bit of an HR problem there, wouldn't
Yeah,
you?
yeah, definitely. You know.
After a client call, oh, hit the bag.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it was
You
quite,
know?
it was quite therapeutic. He lives at home now, to be fair, so it's not, we haven't got space for it in our office. But how do you address sort of mindset stuff then when you're looking at, say, you're working with businesses and you're working with, you know, a team? How do you, because I think, you know, from personal experience, obviously my business is like, there's 8 of us now in the team. So, you know, we're still a really small team, but like a family. And I think, you know, your mindset of everyone turning up and being on the same page is really important for kind of team progression and morale. Everyone's then moving kind of in the right direction. So how do you find that you get asked into businesses large and small that have like conflicts within teams? Like, how do you address sort of mindset within a team, and how do you go about changing it?
Yeah, it's really, really important. First of all, it's understanding the importance of it, because a lot of companies or leaders still don't realise the importance. Just trying to make you feel good. So a lot of them don't realise the importance of mindset in their teams.
Yeah.
You know, as I said before, if you've got a team and they're not on the same mindset and they're not got that same buzz for what you're trying to achieve, even if that's down 10 or 15% on the bottom line balance sheet, that can, at the end of the year, that can be equate to a hell of a lot. But if you can get them all fired up, you know, I call it winning hearts and minds, you know.
Yeah.
If they're all on that same trajectory of what the business is, and they're all trying to achieve the same goals and dreams and aspirations that the business is trying to achieve, that can make a massive difference on the bottom line balance sheet. So it's about getting them all aligned first and foremost, and getting them all super inspired to achieve what the business wants to achieve. Now, there's ways of doing that, because essentially nearly all your staff are not going to be shareholders in the business, so they're not going to be as inspired as you are. But there's ways of getting them all onto that same path as yourself and the business. And it's just a case of working with each individual and understanding each individual, understanding what they want out of life, and then helping them get to that as well. So it's communication and all sorts of different things. But, you know, I also do culture workshops, so we look at getting that culture aligned, but from the bottom, and I mean cleaner, right up to the person who owns a business, and making sure everybody is aligned on that culture and they all agree that that's the culture. Because there's no point the people at the top saying, hey, this is the culture of the business.
Yeah.
and
if
everyone
it's
being
not,
like,
yeah,
really?
that's not how it's done around
That's
here.
not really how it is. So we get them really aligned, and there's different things that we do for that. And then looking at the mindsets of each individual. What is it that they want? What is it that they aspire to in their lives? What training and development things are they looking for to get out of life even? And it could be on a personal level. It might not even be anything to do with the business. But if you can help them with that, they fall in love with the business even more. So it's a whole thing that you have to look at really to get everybody aligned. But once you get them aligned, I've seen it take businesses 100, 200, 300% up just because the team's aligned now, and and that always reflects in the bottom line balance sheet at the end of the year.
I think the culture in businesses is really interesting, because I think we're in quite a unique position that when we go in to a company, we deal with a lot of different people. So we deal with the management, the people at the top. We deal with the people, the ops, or people on the shop floor, or, or depending on whatever type of business it is everyone kind of in between. And obviously, our job is about communication, right? Producing communications for these companies. So when you're interviewing people and you're talking to people, you really get a sense very quickly for the culture within the businesses, and you can really spot the ones that have a very strong culture and, see how that's run at the top level.
Yeah.
Where you see things like, some clients that we've got, some of their staff have worked there their entire career. Like they literally came out of school and they started in like an apprenticeship program, and they've worked there their whole life because that company has looked after them and given them the opportunities and all of those sorts of things. And it is amazing where you see that, and then maybe you go into another organisation and you see that it is a bit fragmented, it is disjointed, and it's sort of, you start to see the nuance of how that plays out and the internal politics within an organisation. So it is. I think it's a fundamental thing though for businesses, because ultimately, your staff are your biggest asset. Whatever it is that you're doing, it's more than you, isn't it? Your team, and everyone has to kind of pull together. So it's a really important topic. I think
massive.
that is probably, as you say, undervalued within companies, is looking at the team and the culture. And as you say, if you can improve it 10, 15%, what effect that will have, not only on the people working there, but ultimately the success of the company, over time.
Hugely. It's underrated, the word. It's so much missed by senior leaders. It is incredible. And they just think there's still that old school way of thinking that, well, I pay them. They should just crack on. They should be giving it everything when they come into work. Between 9 and 5, I own them, and they should be giving it. And it's so outdated now. And people need to realise that if you can, as I said before, win the hearts and minds of your staff, becomes different. It's family, it becomes different. And there's a lot of people use these throwaway words in company. Oh, we're a family with this and that, but they don't live it.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. And it's all about living it, and living it correctly, not putting a pool table somewhere and saying that, hey, look how cool we are. It's really getting an understanding of your people and knowing what they want and helping them get what they want as well. And that's when you start to really build an aligned team that can take you to that very next level, and without any pushback, without the willpower, because that's what most companies are doing. They're forcing it. It's using, their team's using willpower. They come in, they work hard, but they're using willpower because they're not happy. So when you use willpower, the sheer sense of the word will, you're using will, it starts to slide back down after a while because you can't maintain that.
No.
But if you're buzzing naturally for things, if you think through your life, anything that you really wanted, that really excited you, like, I don't know, driving lessons, passing your driving test, or so, you were buzzing for it. You were dying to get to the next lesson, to get better, and you just did it, and nothing stood in your way. If you really wanted something badly, and it was maybe quite expensive, you went out of your way and you got it. Within like a year or so, you had it, and you nothing can stop you. That's what we try and build with teams, is get that fire where they're super excited about it, Not because it's going to get the boss a Bentley, but because it's helping them achieve what they want as well. And as a team, everyone's growing together. And if you can get that right, it's powerful.
So, first gym podcast, how was it?
I loved it. I think it was different,
Yeah.
but it's in line with what we do, right? So I think it's authentic, really, because this is what we do, rather than, you know, most podcasts are done in a studio or in an office somewhere. So I think this is really, really cool. I think it's a good idea, and I think more people maybe should do podcasts on location. Maybe it's a thing.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just immerse yourself of where you find yourself.
Yeah, or what you're into.
That's
Maybe some of the clients you talk to next do podcasts at their work.
Yeah. Or, you know, anything, maybe some of their outdoor interests.
Yes.
So what's next? I think, because I've noticed as well on your socials, you've been doing a lot of walking at the moment. And last year I did the 3 Peaks challenge, Yorkshire 3 Peaks challenge. But this year, I was like, okay, I feel like every year you should try and step it up. So this year, I'd like to do the national 3 Peaks challenge. So I was going to ask you, are you up for it? Are you in? Do you fancy doing it?
Well, we're already planning that next
you?
year. Yeah, for next year. But I'm not in a rush to do it right now. After the 3
24
Peaks.
hours of hell.
After the Yorkshire 3 Peaks, which was brutal, by the way. That last peak, the weather came in and we were literally hanging onto the mountain for dear life. But we did it under the 12 hours, so we did it really well. But the national is tough. Actually, a neighbour of mine has just done it, and they loved it. And she said the hardest bit, obviously, was the driving.
Yeah.
Not the actual climb.
And so much of it is, it's a mindset one, is that?
It's massive.
The walks, in fairness, if you can walk the Yorkshire 3 Peaks, you can do the national 3 Peaks. There's, yes, okay, they're a bit higher, and similar sorts of
the
distance.
elevation in total is double.
Yeah.
But you should be able to get through it if you've done the Yorkshire. But it is 24 hours, it's night time, driving. Even if you're sleeping and trying to catch some, Zeds, it's tough. Because for me, I'd rather just keep going. Yeah. Like the Yorkshire 3 Peaks. Whereas with stopping and getting in a car and driving to another country, albeit close, but it's still another country.
And then having to do another long
And then
walk.
getting up when all the lactic acid has kicked in and you're stiff. And I think that's going to be really, really challenging.
There's the next podcast then.
What, on the mountain?
The 3 Peaks, the 3 Peaks podcast.
The 3 Peaks podcast.
What could go wrong? Well, look, it's been great to talk. I feel like I can extract some of that mindset stuff and, move it on a level. But where can people find you online? Where's best to go and look?
Well, I'm all over the place. I'm on all the socials. So if they want, at Rob Mindset Mentor on Instagram, or my name, Rob Latibaudiere, Robert Latibaudiere on LinkedIn and Facebook. That's it. Google me, whatever.
Great. Looking
everywhere.
Forward to it.
Fantastic. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Thanks for coming to my gym.
No problem. Let me crack on with these 60s.
My second.
Early 60s.
It says 20 on there.
Oh,
20.
Okay. Oh, 20. Okay.
Oh, hang on. That's for you. That's your one, isn't it?
Thank you. Love it.
There you go. All right.